Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review. This time it's of the Turtle Beach Earforce X32 Wireless Amplified Stereo Gaming Headset. Okay, so before we go any further in this review, you might have already noticed in the upper right hand corner, and I'll bring it close so you can see, it says engineered for the Xbox 360. And you're thinking, what? It's late 2016. Why is this guy talking about Xbox 360 peripherals? Alright, and I have a good reason. Alright, I'm still gaming on PC, of course, so that's not the why. The reason is, I'm going to use this on my PC, and this Xbox 360 only means, to me, get it for a really good price. Alright, because much like many of you were thinking initially, the retailers think very similar. Xbox 360, that's last gen hardware, discount, get it off the shelf. Okay, if it works with my PC, it means I just get a good deal. No problem there. And I made sure to pick one that has quite a host of few quality features. So I shouldn't really be losing anything by getting a headset that from a few years prior. In fact, to be honest, a lot of these headsets that are coming out now, I mean, they're really not that much different than ones that came out a year or so before. And this one with all the features it had for the time, I think that probably future-proofed it enough that it's still more than comparable for today. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go on into the actual item. Okay, so let's talk about the first impression, just off the store shelf impression, as I call it. All right, first of all, the box is nice and heavy. It's 1.6 pounds, so immediately you feel like, must be something good, right? Most people assume heavy means it's better, more expensive. Yeah, all right. Okay, the next thing is that, again, you can see the item in the window, and I must say I like the color. I'm new to Turtle Beach products, so I don't know if this black and green is like their thing. I use Razer stuff, so black and green, I like that color scheme right off the bat. So this particular one kind of won me some immediate brownie points on. Or if it's because that's their logo and that's their color, whatever the reason, if it's for the Xbox 360, whatever. The point is I like the color scheme. So whatever the reason is, I'll take it. Now, all right, we talked about the weight, and on the front, you see it says it's dual band wireless. So again, that feature was probably wow, back when these came out, but now it might be normal. But again, I'm not losing anything. Alright, and on the side, the back lists out some, and this, I actually really like the way they did this. The features, you can see that there's a lot of them, but they're easy to read, so you at a quick glance you can see all the features, and I like how they broke it up so it's not just one long list, but instead you have it kind of spread across the box, and you got some cool pictures. We'll look at that in a second. This side, okay, just a big blow up of the earphone top. Okay, there was a QR code. I guess you could use that to look up compatibility. That's pretty cool for in the store research if you should buy the product or not, if it'll work with your system. Again, with a dual band Wi-Fi, and on the bottom it has the specs listed out here, and I'll go ahead and put up that. Alright, and also here we have this easy hookup, and it's quick diagrams of the hookup options you can use. Okay, but let's go back to the back here, and just in case this isn't coming up on the on camera, I'll just quickly run through the features. The wireless digital game sound, uncompressed digital RF audio signal, delivers CD quality sound. Good. Alright, it has the dual band Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi friendly, which means it's supposed to not interfere with other Wi-Fi things in your house, like your router and all that. Amplified audio, so it has an amplifier in it. I believe this takes batteries. We'll see that later. Multiple audio presets, so the whole EQ, separate EQs for different gaming situations. An auxiliary input that allows you to listen to your favorite music while gaming. Okay, that's nifty. We'll see what that does. Independent volume controls, dynamic chat boost that raises the volume of your chat to get over all the explosions, so you can, give orders to your teammates or whatever. And there's a microphone monitor to let you hear what you're saying. That's kind of cool. And then you see the pictures here that it has these big 50mm speakers. The headphones the ear cups are all nice and cushy, and it has high sensitivity microphone in the boom. And we'll see that in a second. And then of course there's the transmitter, right? Yeah, so it transmits the transmitter. Okay. So, all right, one last look before we actually open it up. All right, here we go. Okay. So it comes in a tray, a 2-part tray, which always makes taking them out easier, and I think it looks classy, so it's cool. All right. Okay. All right, so this is how it came out. These were the spacers to make it better fit in the box. There's a little tray underneath which has something in it. There is this. I guess this will be the literature, instruction manual, maybe, CD possibly. Look into that in a second. The actual unit on the back. Okay. There's the USB cable. So let's go ahead and take it out of its little cradle here. Okay. So first of all, there's a lot of mobility in the cups. You can see they actually do this kind of where they pop out, and well, not pop out, but I mean pivot all the way down on this kind of like bracket type device here. Then they can swing back up. So a lot of mobility on those. You have the boom mic here with one of these bend to shape wire booms, so you can put it in wherever your mouth, or optimize its placement. And it has a nice spongy there cover over the mic. And this feels good. This doesn't feel cheap, and it's kind of the dense foam. It's not that cheap foam with the big holes in between. Seems pretty dense, so that seems like quality. Okay, the cups. I should show you this. The cups inside have the logo. Yeah. Okay. This here. Wow. This unlike others that have that kind of, I don't know, it kind of feels like a fake leather seat, kind of material. This has like a fabric, almost like what do I say? Kind of like that material you have like in the mesh areas of your tennis shoe. It has that going on. Of course, there's still a lot of padding in there, good amount of padding actually. But yeah, okay. And let's see here. Okay, talking about this, they not only do what you saw before, but these also turn this way. So, wow, I don't know how much, but okay, still some movability there. The headband, wow, okay, well, see, there you go, Turtle Beach. And then on the bottom side, there's that same material that's on the ear cups in the inside of the band. And if you look, let me give you something for reference. Okay, so there's my thumb. You can see that's a pretty thick headband. And it is, yeah, there's quite a bit of padding in there. From this side, of course, and also from the top. So that's very nice. All right. On the, let's see, I'm assuming this is the right. Oh, no, I was wrong. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, this is the left ear here. So the one with all the hardware and controls on it is the left ear. And let's look at some of those controls. So we have tone, and that's a press button. Okay, well, there it says Xbox, and there's a little jack, so we'll see what goes in there. These are wireless though, so I'll have to read up what that's for. Effects, and that's a simple push button as well. Plural effects, so maybe every time you push it, it cycles through some settings. Okay, and then here is the volume wheel. Okay, it came with this little protective cover over the swing down on the hinge on the microphone. And okay, let's talk about the adjustment. Okay, so yeah, nice. It comes out and it doesn't you can't just shake it and have it fall all the way out to its max setting like some of the cheaper headphones will have. So this seems to have whatever retention little ratchets in there, it seems to hold it in pretty well. And it's also a seamless design. Unlike cheaper ones, you don't see this band going up here. It's actually all concealed in there, so that's nice, that's stylish. And another button, which is kind of important, is the power button, which is located on the left earphone. I didn't see it earlier because the mic was tucked up or over it, but there it is. And here's what the power button looks like once the unit's active, paired, and operational. It blinks like it is now. Okay. Alright, so let's look at some of the accessories it came with. Gotta get this out here. So what we have here is the transmitter. So this is evidently what, let me figure this out. Okay, so this is what transmits the signal to the headphones, and it connects via USB. Alright, I'm going to keep that little protective screen protector saver deal on there. And what a button. Okay, there is a pair button right there. So pair, so we'll use that for setup. And another QR code on the back there. Some information. Okay. Oh, on the back there's some more stuff. Okay. You have, alright, there's two holes there. One is for the line in, and the other one is for aux in. Okay. Coming over to the little packet, or the box, that was on the bottom of... Alright. We have... Oh, okay. Okay. So a few things in there. The first is they give you a pair of AAA batteries. So I was right, it does run on batteries. And here is a cable. Alright. So, and it has, let's look at the connections. Okay, it does look like, what, 3.5 millimeter, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No, I was wrong. Okay, so this is 3.5 millimeter. We'll get to this in a second. So these are maybe 2.5 millimeter. And, okay, so there's a slider switch there. And adjustment wheel there. Okay, and there's a little sticker. Okay, make sure, it tells me what to do, good. Alright, it says make sure both ends of this cable are plugged in securely. And then on this side it says, hear an echo. Oh, okay, so if you hear an echo, then you're supposed to make sure the thing's plugged in fully. Alright, and a sliding switch. Okay, this, alright, okay, let's flip this around so you can read this. Okay, so the adjustment wheel was for chat, volume, I'm pretty sure. And then here it is. Oh, the slider switch has mute the mic. And then there's a little pictures to help you know what to do. This side goes to the headphones. This side goes to, it looks like the Xbox controller. Okay, now, alright. So now with this cable, we have 3.5 millimeter on that end. And then our RCA, red and white. And you can see these have kind of a going through design. So you have the male and female on here so that you, I guess when you plug it in, you still don't close off those RCA ports. So that's handy. Okay. Let's look one more thing. What was in this? Okay. Nice little laminated envelope. Oop, more stuff. Okay. Attention, setup questions, help. It looks like they give you a tech support. What is it? Email, internet address, and then it tells you that watch helpful videos at YouTube. So okay, so all right. What else do you have here? All right. You have your all-important sticker. Advertisements for other products. It looks like a quick guide on if you have trouble with audio. and then the actual instruction booklet, which actually seems to be pretty nice. Big pictures, more than like 2 pages. Okay, so I'm gonna get this thing set up. I wanted to cover these 2 features that are present that we looked at earlier, but I didn't know all the details of them. Okay, so the tone button here essentially is your equalizer setting. There are 4 equalizer presets. All right, they are flat, bass boost, treble boost, and bass and treble boost. So, and you just keep pushing this to toggle between the 4, and it'll beep to correspond to what one you're on. So if you hear 2 beeps, then you're on bass boost, for example. Okay. The other one here is effects. It activates something that they call the sound field expander. And what that is it basically amplifies sounds that are coming from either what would this be? This is the right. So if this is the sounds coming from the right will be amplified, or the sounds coming from the left will be amplified. And while that's happening, it's lowering the magnitude of the sounds that come through both. So to think about it is, if you're hearing something from both the right and the left, then you would interpret that as coming from the center. Just imagine you're playing like a shooter game or something, okay? So what that does is it takes down the volume that comes out of both ears so you can better hear what's coming out of the right or the left. And that might give you an advantage that you can swing around left and shoot at the guy who's creeping in the reeds or whatever. Okay. And then there's 3 settings. They have normal, which I assume just means it's not on. Then there's narrow and wide, so how much of that effect you want. Okay. So, and one other thing, we have to talk about where the batteries go. The batteries go in the earphone that does not have all the microphone stuff on it, and evidently you slide it down. So, let me see how you do that. I don't want to take off my little protective thing. See if I can keep that on and still take it off. Okay, well, I managed to do that. Okay, so you saw I just pushed this down, slid it down, it clicked. And then there you go, and you put your batteries in there. And it talked about battery life. Of course, it always depends on what kind of batteries you use, but it says that from 2 AAA batteries, you should get 15 hours of use, and rechargeable nickel metal hydride batteries can also be used, and there will be a tone every 6 seconds when the batteries get low, so you know when to change. Alright, so I spent the last few minutes looking through this manual here, which is pretty helpful, and I thought I'd just run through some of the stuff that I've learned since. Okay, so we'll start with the transmitter. The two holes in the back. Line in is for your source, right? So the information that on the game you're playing or whatever sound-wise goes in there. The auxiliary in, or the hole over here, is for if you want to plug in like your music player or your phone, so you could listen to that through the headset. Okay, wirelessly. Alright, so that's what learned from that. Alright, coming down, there's another thing. This cable here. Yes, since I'm not an Xbox person, I didn't quite know what this was when I first opened it. But anyway, what this actually is what they call the talkback cable. They flip to the part in the manual that talks about that. Okay, so here we go. The Xbox 360 talkback cable. Again, for my application, I don't know. I might end up just putting this in the drawer somewhere and forgetting about it. Because as you can see here, it's supposed to connect to your controller. Again, I don't know if I could somehow rig this up so it would work in the microphone hole on my computer, so I could, again, chat in-game. I'm not sure if this has some special, anyway. And, of course, I'd have to deal with the whole different size of the plugs. So it's possible, but I don't know just how proprietary this is. Might work, might not. So for right now, I'm just going to put that on the side. And here we go. This cable, again, this is a pretty handy cable. However, I don't even think I'm going to need to use this because, as you can see, this is RCA. All I need to do is get the sound coming out of my computer, which is a 3.5 millimeter, and then have that go into this, right? So that would be another 3.5 millimeters. So male 3.5 millimeter to male 3.5 millimeter, and I have a whole bunch of those cables. Okay, so here's that cable. This will be the thing you have to provide yourself. So I just dug in my drawer of miscellaneous audio equipment, and I pulled out two. You'll need one, of course, but just to show you, you know, you could use a short one like this, you know. So this would be pretty close to the back of your PC then. You know, if you use the short one, and then I have another one, but you'll need one, of course. Or if you want to get a little fancier, you could use something like this. So, you know, same type deal. Okay, so, and those two I showed you, the first two, those were really inexpensive. This one is also not that expensive, a little bit more pricey, but, you know. So, there you go. So, with something like that, you get the headphones, and there, and of course, your batteries. Alright, so if everything works, these should be the 4 things you need. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it should work. Alright, so I had the chance to use these for a night of gaming, and I'm happy to report they work, and they work quite well. I played Warhammer 40,000 Eternal Crusade on the computer, and that is a third-person shooter. It's a sci-fi military type thing, so, you know, lots of explosions and gunfire and cannons and plasma weapons and all that stuff. So lots of sounds in the chaos that is war, and I was able to hear everything great through these. So they perform their task very well. Alright, now what else did the mic. I talked about all the features. You know, earlier I said I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this part to work. Well, I was. Now what I did is I went ahead and I didn't use the cable that came with it, and instead I just got a cable that went from 2.5 millimeter, so this is the smaller size like you see here, to 3.5 millimeter male, and I just plugged it straight into the microphone port on the back of my computer. And you can buy one of those online for the cheap, or in my case, I just used the one that came supplied on my JBL headphones here. See this cable? That's the 2.5 millimeter going into the headset. I can disconnect that, and then the other side's 3.5 millimeter, plug that into my computer, and it worked. And it actually worked so well, it kind of took me back at first, because when I first got it running, I brought up the recorder program on my computer just to say, you know, testing 1 2 1 2 type deal, and I could hear myself as I was saying that, and I actually had to put my head up to my ear to see if I had the headphones on, because normally you can't hear yourself talk when you have headphones on. But thanks to this what they called microphone monitor, you can hear what you're saying because it's actually pushing what you're saying back through the ear cups. So I wasn't ready for that, and I was like, whoa, but it really showed off just how well it was working. So microphone works great, headphones work awesome. Talking about these features here, I use the effects, the tone, remember that's like your equalizer settings. I just went ahead and pushed the, bass boost and treble boost, the combination, and just left it there. It sounds good without it, but if you have it, why not use it, right? So, boom, I pretty much left it in that mode the whole time. The effects, remember that's the kind of whether you're hearing wide, narrow, or just all-inclusive. I played around with this a little, but of course with the game I was playing, it's just madness. There's explosions and gunfire everywhere. So I think it worked, but in my case it just didn't really seem to really matter. Not that you might not find a reason to use it, but at least from my experience, it was a cute feature, but I didn't really deem it necessary. But you may. But it does work. Okay, and let's talk about the comfort. I wore these around, and because they're wireless, I was able to, walk around the room, pick up this or whatever between matches and stuff, and it was good to be able to not have to deal with a wire holding me to my computer. That being said, I mentioned about the cable. Now, if you do use the microphone function, at that point these will become wired, because obviously you have to connect a wire to the microphone port on your computer. So, but without that, they're totally wireless. Okay, so now let's get to what I was talking about earlier about this Xbox 360. Let me tell you what that means. It means you get a really good deal, and all you get is it's not even a downside. The only thing you have to deal with is the fact that you have some extra parts. So you have this, which it won't take long to find a reason to use this, so I'm just going to keep that in my parts bin there. And this cable, I don't know, give it to a friend or just throw it on the side. But there you go. So if you can do that, you just saved a lot of money. And you got a good headset on top of it. So there you go. Shop smart.